Hey everybody, Sandman here. Today I'm going to talk about how I ran my recent lockpicking competition for Bat City Locksport. Let's get into it. So I wanted to find the absolute best skilled lockpicker that I could in Texas, and there's a lot of different ways you can go about this, and there's a lot of really creative, fun, interactive ways that lockpickers can enjoy picking locks against each other, and I would love to write them all down as I learn them myself. I have about 10 different ways of competing written down for different amounts of people, because one competition is not going to work for 5 people the same as it'll work for 50 people. So we have to do these things a little bit differently depending on how many people are interested. But for skill wise, I decided to go with this particular setup where each person had 10 minutes to pick 10 different locks at 10 different stations and move through the levels of difficulty with a cumulative score and points, and as the locks got harder, the locks were worth more points. So one way I could have done it is I could have given each lock picker a white belt, a yellow belt, an unranked, here an orange, I think it's an orange, and a green, and then another green, and another green, and another green, because there's actually a spectrum of difficulty for green belt locks. So like this commando lock is infinitely easier than a master lotto lock, because there's 6 pins in this one and it's a dead core. This is a dead core, but there's only 5 pins in this commando lock. There's actually only 4 pins in this Brinks commercial lock, but there is counter milling or counter boring inside of the pin stack, and this has 5. This is a 5-pin stack, but it's, it's difficult in its own right. So I could have done this. I could have just handed this to 10 different people and said, all right, whoever can get the farthest, in a certain amount of time wins. But the problem is not all of the master locks are going to pick the same. Not all of the Brinks locks are going to pick the same. Not all of the American locks are going to pick the same. Some of these are harder than others. So it literally would just come down to luck. If I got a collection of 8 locks and you got a collection of 8 locks, you may be luckier than me, and skill is not really measured in that aspect. So instead, I requested that you sit down and see how many of the 10 locks in front of you you can pick in 10 minutes. And I felt that that was an adequate way of measuring skill. I stand by that. I think it was a fun way. Now, it's not super scalable. It's only dependent upon how many people you have. I was able to test up to 8 people, but only 5 people were competing. And it took about an hour and a half to test up to 8 people. I could have cut it in half and only done 5 locks for 5 minutes, and that would have still been scalable. So that means I probably could have done as many as 16 people inside of an hour and a half, and that would have been no problem. I think that's a good way of doing it for now, until I can figure out how to either A, get more locks, or B, find other methods of testing. So I didn't get a chance to participate in that, so I'm going to do that today. And I'm going to play some of my favorite music for lock picking. Hang on one second. Let me get that set up here. There it is. Should have had that going. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to see where I stand on the leaderboards here and see what type of score I get. So all of the white belt level locks are just 1 point each. All of the yellow belt level locks are 2 points each. All of these Brinks 5-pin are 3 points each. All of the master 150s are 4 points each. All of the commando locks are 5 point each. All of these Brinks commercial are 6 points. All of the American locks are 7 points each, and all of the master lotto locks are 8 points each. Now I don't have 10 lotto locks, but I'm not going to be able to pick more than maybe 2 of these inside of 10 minutes because they're super difficult. So I'm not concerned with that, but I have 10 of everything else. This one has black tape on it because this previously was a lock that I could not pick. So out of the kindness of my heart and for transparency, I put it on this lock and I put it on the table for yesterday's competition to tell people to pick this lock last, because it was something that I had never been picked. So if you can pick it, great, but I would save it for last, so that way you're not wasting your time on it. And 2 people were actually able to pick this lock. I still haven't sat down to give this a try since then, but we'll see how well I do today on these points. So here's the scoreboard. The score to beat is going to be 236 points in total. That was the first place winner from yesterday. Wish me luck. Okay. And go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the time right there. I had 10 minutes to pick 10 locks. I'm going to give myself the score of 10 locks for 10 points. Okay, I'm gonna move on to Brinks and go. Okay, I'm gonna stop the time. I had 10 minutes. I used up 3. I'm gonna give myself, I unlocked 10 locks that were worth 2 points each. So I get a score of 20. This is not the correct points here. 10 of 10, Jacob. Some of these points are not correct. 20, that should be 20. So that should be 246, and this should be 94. It doesn't change the outcome, but man, I need to pay better attention to that next time. So I'm glad I caught that, but I should have caught it when it happened. You live, you learn. All right. I feel bad. It doesn't change the outcome because the guy that won was so good. He had such a leading edge. I'm terrible at math. It's embarrassing. Sorry, I'm having to get a lockpick out of my case. Didn't mean for it to leave the view of the camera. tool. Come on. There we go. Yep. It's hard to find the right tool sometimes. Some float picking there with my right hand. I'm gonna get a stronger tool here. I wanna bend my tool. There we go. There we go. Got it. Ha! It's a really high front pin. All of these require some level of float picking. It's pretty annoying because of the dead core. But because it's a dead core, you can set a couple pins, pull that turning tool out, and keep going. Sometimes. With only 10 seconds to spare. That's okay, I'll take it. So that was 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 4. Yep, 10. For a total of 3 points each. So that's 30. Man, I feel bad that I robbed Nathan and Jacob of 10 points each, but Nathan had such a huge lead over second place, like almost 100 points. So it didn't affect the outcome. I'm embarrassed that I'm terrible at math. So next time I'll definitely have somebody help me with that math. All right, so next up are the Master 150s. I'm gonna be honest, I like to pick these 150s in a vise, but I'm gonna try to do it in hand like everybody else did. I'll do my best. Go. reset that. Oh man. All right, I've spent 2 minutes on that lock. I'm gonna move past it. I don't even feel anything on that guy. Come back to it. I really want to float pick this thing. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Pull out a table vise here. Make sure I keep an eye on that time. 3 minutes left. One minute left. Time. So I was only able to get 4 of those. Man, Jacob and Nathan did a really good job. Nathan got all 10 of those in 10 minutes. Jacob was able to get 4. I got 4 for a total of 16 points. Okay. Moving on to these guys. This one I've never picked before. So Nathan actually gave me some advice on how to pick it, so let's see if I can implement it. I have zero confidence with this lock. Sometimes we just have kryptonite. Very crunchy, lots of feedback, but never get an open. Let's try the table vise. One minute and 10 seconds. Fifteen seconds. 10 seconds. Time. Yep, guess I'll have to give this one a try another day. Alright. 2 people were able to pick that lock. I still haven't been able to pick that one. So, commando lock, I was able to get 9 out of 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So 9 locks at 5 points each. So that is 45. 45 points. Let's see if we can make it up. Sorry if the camera's shaking. The core is not wanting to rotate. Let's try it again. I don't think it's broken. It's probably just a false set. The pins don't want to drop because there's counter milling in the Bible of this lock. So it gives a really deep false set. All right, I'm going to come back to this lock. This is why I do 10 of everything, because not all locks pick the same. The high front pin is what's kicking my butt on these. It sets behind the turning tool. I feel like I had it there. Come back to that. And I usually do pretty good on these locks, but these two are kicking my butt. Could be that front pin. Let's inspect. Yeah, I think it's that front pin. Yeah, it's that front pin. Yep. I think they also need a little bit of oil. So let's pull it out so I'm not pushing on that front pin. Okay, let's give that a break. Can't set that front pin any higher. Yeah, I lost it. That spring-loaded core really works against you on this, man. It's giving you no favors. It's that front pin, I think. I may not be able to get this. Crazy. I've picked these quite often. Maybe it's hand fatigue. "15 seconds. Yep, that front damn pin. And that's time. Yeah, can't win them all. But I still have time to make it up. So I did 8. And 8 times 6. Was that like 46? Man, I need a calculator. This is embarrassing. I had to Google that. All right, so next up is American 1100s. Those are worth 7 points each. Let's see how I do on that. Nobody did well in the American 1100s. I might be able to make up some points here. Nathan picked 4, Jacob 0, Kyle, who took second place, picked 3, Aisha 0, Danny 0. These are brand new. They're only a month old. So they should pick easier than older American locks, because old American locks are hard to pick. Wish me luck. Where the hell is my turning tool? I need a turning tool to be able to pull this off, don't I? That's not the one I wanted. There you go. That's a good way to kill 30 seconds. I'm in a false set here, and my turning tool wants to keep falling out. Yeah, we're coming back to that. Very deep false set again. I can't get out of. I think this is hand fatigue and frustration. So let's try picking this counterclockwise. And I said that they could pick locks counterclockwise and they didn't need a plug spinner. They just had to show proof that the lock had been picked. So let's try that. There we go. Picked counterclockwise. Make sure you see that. Let's try this one. Okay, got that one. I have a plug spinner, but the rules were you didn't have to use it. This guy's just falling out. See if we can get this one counterclockwise. A whole lot of clickiness going on. Let's skip that, go to the next one. All of these. What the heck is going on? Let's try a different turning tool here. Sometimes the turning tool is just a little too long, so it likes to fall out. But it's hard to do counter rotation in this position. It's downright hard and uncomfortable. Skip that. I hate that. Let's go counterclockwise. There we go. Got it. turning tool just gets a better bite counterclockwise. Okay, with that. Okay, we'll skip that. I need to trim these. These are Jimy Longs. They're designed by Christina Palmer, but I need to trim them up. Yep. Let me see if I can grab a different tool. There we go. Nope. There we go. This is a little bit shorter. Yep. This is the length. Nope, that falls out too. How about that? Okay. It just said no. Let's try this guy. Hopefully that stays in there. Okay, skip this. I have so many tension wrenches on the table. Yeah, they're too long. 30 seconds. See what we can do. Oh, in the nick of time, we got an open. So I couldn't open 3. So 1, 2, 3. Hang on, some of these, the cores are rotated in opposite directions. So let's put the open ones next to each other. Let's put the cores that were rotated counterclockwise next to each other. Okay. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Definitely not my best time. 7 of those. That's 7 points each. 7 times 7 is 47, correct? I'm going to check my math because we all know that my math is terrible. Where 7 times 7 is 49, because I'm an idiot. In my defense, I went to 11 different schools growing up, so I never learned math. I took math in college, but that was also 10 years ago. All right, last but not least, the Master Lotto Locks. So we're gonna see how many of those we can get, if any. I'm absolutely gonna be picking those in a table vise. It makes no difference which one I go with, honestly. They're all the same. Is that going? Yeah. Okay, let's go. I'm not getting any pins to set on this fucking thing. And I don't think it can be picked counterclockwise. I don't remember. So I'm not gonna waste my time on this one. Sorry about that. There we go. That hook was a little too deep. Okay, well, it rotated. I don't know if I'm going to give myself that point or not. I saw it rotate, but then again, if it was a competition, I probably wouldn't count it. So I'm going to move on, and I'm not going to count it. That's the problem with these locks is sometimes you go to rotate it, the damn shackle doesn't want to come out. That's okay. This is just for fun. I'm in competition with nobody but myself. I just need to be more careful rotating these cores. Maybe I'll go back to it. Okay, so it was a spring-loaded core. This one's not. Strange. Got it. Go back to this purple one. I just have to be more careful. I didn't know that some of these were dead cores and some were spring loaded. There we go. I'm holding on to it this time. And it's not wanting to come out. At this point, I would yell, "Judge!" All right, well, I would have yelled "Judge" and had him look at it, and he would have approved it. I'm gonna have to throw that lock away as well. Let's see if we can get another. No problem. One minute, 30 seconds left. "45 seconds. we go. And we got it. I'm just going to call it. Now, here's the deal. I picked this guy twice, but I'm not even going to give myself the points. That's my fault for not knowing I had a lock that didn't work in a competition. I didn't know that it would act that way. So I'll just give myself the points for these. Once I find my pen. So I did 3. And 3 times 8, so 8, 16, 24. Cool. Now I'm going to go to my computer and I'm going to tally this up because my math sucks. Be right back. So 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 16 plus 5 plus 8 plus 9 plus 4 equals 242. 242. I would have taken second place. Nathan beat me by 4 points because he actually had a 246, not a 236. Nathan, you're amazing. You're a beast. Good job, brother. I realize what I have to work on now. If I could have gotten this thing open. Oh, wait a minute. The core is still rotated, sir. That would have counted. That would have counted. That's strange that the core is rotated. Huh. Man. Well, I guess the world will never know who took I didn't take first place. I didn't compete. The world will never know who got the highest score in this particular competition. Sorry about that. My camera abruptly shut off. You know, I'm only competing against myself. I need to replace this lock. If I were to count this, I guess I would have gotten the most amount of points, but I'm not going to count this, so that's okay. I'm always trying to compete against myself and get better every day. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. All the people that competed, you all did an amazing job. I did my absolute best. If I had, I guess, you know, if I were to count this, I would have had a total of 250 here on the scoreboard, but I'm just going to give myself the 242. I'm going to throw this guy in the trash and keep working on getting better every day. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.